You know, we live in a glorious age of information where you can find out anything about anything with just a few taps on your phone. Want to know the GDP of Uzbekistan? Boom! There it is. The mating habits of the Patagonian Mara? You got it. But there was a time, not so long ago, when companies could slap pretty much anything they wanted on a label and get away with it. We're talking about a bygone era, when breakfast cereals promised eternal youth, and soda companies peddled sugar water as a health drink. So, buckle up. Because today, we're diving into the shady world of misleading packaging designs that fooled millions, and ultimately forced us to regulate advertising like we regulate raccoons trying to break into a dumpster with a healthy dose of skepticism. Let's look at some of the most outrageous examples. Now, who doesn't want to stay young forever? It's a question as old as time itself. But in the 1950s, Post Toasties decided to capitalize on that universal desire in a way that would make even the most shameless Instagram influencer blush. Picture this. You're a sleep-deprived parent stumbling into the kitchen, desperate for a caffeine and sugar fix. You see a box of Post Toasties, with its bright yellow packaging and a smiling family beaming back at you, and right there, in big bold letters it says, "The secret of youth." Now you might think, okay, maybe they mean it's fortified with vitamins or something, but no, my friends. Post Toasties implied that eating their cereal would somehow unlock the secret to eternal youth. It was basically marketing necromancy, disguised as a breakfast food. They even had ads with old folks claiming Post Toasties were the key to their youthful glow. Of course, there was no magical anti-aging ingredient hidden in those toasted cornflakes. Shocking, I know. Ah, Coca-Cola, the classic American beverage. But did you know that back in the day, they tried to convince people that their sugary concoction was practically a health drink? I mean, we've all seen those vintage Coke ads with smiling, healthy-looking people. But in the early 20th century, they took it a step further. They started selling Coca-Cola in glass bottles shaped like little medicine bottles, complete with labels that screamed, "invigorating" and "refreshing." It was marketing genius, really. They tapped into the public's growing fascination with health and wellness, implying that Coca-Cola was some kind of miracle elixir. But let's be real, the only thing invigorating about a bottle of Coke is the sugar rush it gives you, and the only thing it refreshes is your dentist's bank account. Remember those old-timey ads for Wrigley's Spearmint gum with people flashing pearly whites and claiming it was good for their teeth? Yeah, about that. In the early 1900s, Wrigley's launched a full-on assault on our collective dental hygiene knowledge. They plastered ads everywhere, claiming that chewing their sugary gum was not only a treat but a dental hygiene ritual. I mean, they even had doctors endorsing it. Now, to be fair, chewing sugar-free gum after meals can actually help stimulate saliva production, which can help neutralize acids in your mouth. But Wrigley's Spearmint gum back then? It was basically a sugar bomb disguised as a breath mint. It's like saying that eating a lollipop is good for your teeth because it makes you salivate. The logic, much like your enamel after a pack of Wrigley's, just doesn't hold up. Oh, Fanta Orange, the drink of childhood memories, those brightly colored cans, the fizzy orange goodness. But you know, in the 1960s, Fanta decided to add a little something extra to their marketing, a healthy dose of deception. See, back then, vitamins were all the rage. Everyone wanted that extra boost of health, and Fanta saw an opportunity to cash in. They started slapping labels on their bottles that screamed, "Vitamin C enriched." The implication was clear: drink Fanta, get healthy. The problem? The amount of actual orange juice in Fanta was about as much as you'd find in a glass of tap water after you accidentally drop an orange peel in it. It was mostly sugar, water, and artificial flavoring, with a sprinkle of vitamin C to make you think you were doing something good for yourself. They're magically delicious but magically healthy? Not so much. Lucky Charms, the cereal that taught us to start our day with a bowl full of sugar and marshmallows, has been a staple in breakfast aisles for decades. But back in the 1960s, when sugary cereals were just starting their reign of dominance, Lucky Charms decided to up the ante with some seriously misleading marketing. They marketed their cereal as a wholesome and nutritious breakfast option for kids. You know, because nothing says balanced breakfast like a bowl full of sugar-coated oats shaped like horseshoes and rainbows. They even had the audacity to include a little note on the box from Lucky the Leprechaun, encouraging kids to eat their cereal for a healthy start to the day. It was marketing genius, really. prey on parents' desire to provide their kids with a nutritious breakfast, while simultaneously exploiting children's inherent love of all things sweet and brightly colored. The 1960s, a time of social upheaval, cultural revolution, and diet soda? That's right, folks. In the midst of all the excitement, Pepsi decided to jump on the burgeoning health craze by introducing their very own diet soda. Now you might think, okay, diet soda, it's not exactly healthy, but at least it's better than regular soda, right? Well, back then, the line between diet and death trap was a little blurrier than it is today. Pepsi's early diet sodas were loaded with artificial sweeteners that, while technically lower in calories than sugar, came with their own laundry list of potential health concerns. But did Pepsi mention any of that on their brightly colored cans? Nope. They just slapped the word diet on there and watched the sales skyrocket. Crisco, the ubiquitous shortening found in pantries across America, has a long and storied history. But in the mid-20th century, Crisco embarked on a marketing campaign that would make even the most shameless used car salesman blush. See, back then, saturated fat was the enemy. Doctors were warning about the dangers of animal fats, and Crisco, with its plant-based origins, saw an opportunity to position itself as the healthy alternative. They launched a full-on assault on American kitchens, convincing home cooks that Crisco was the key to a healthier heart. They even had doctors endorsing it. The problem? Crisco was loaded with trans fats, which we now know are even worse for your heart than saturated fats. So there you have it, a crash course in the shady world of misleading packaging designs, from cereal boxes promising eternal youth to soda companies peddling sugar water as a health drink. We've seen it all. But these marketing misadventures weren't just harmless fun, they had real-world consequences, leading to stricter advertising laws and a healthy dose of consumer skepticism. The takeaway from all of this? Always read the fine print, folks. And if a product seems too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more eye-opening stories.